for more on the nationwide vaccine rollout, let's bring in Gad Allon, professor of operations, information, and decisions from the University of Pennsylvania. Gad, thank you so much for being here. Looking at the way it's developed there, how can officials learn from places like the Navajo Nation or West Virginia that have been successful in getting their communities vaccinated quickly so far?
Yeah, so I think it's a great question. And to some extent, I think one has to understand really all the different steps to get people vaccinated. So we, first of all, had to develop the vaccine. Then we have to manufacture them. Then we have to distribute them. And then we have to vaccinate people. Now, the reason I'm outlining the entire process is because ultimately the main issue we face is that we don't have enough vaccines. The reason I'm saying that is if we had enough vaccines, any question about prioritization would have not been an issue. We would just try to vaccinate as many people as we can, as quickly as we can. And the only issue would be, would you be vaccinated today or tomorrow? Or maybe a week from now. The issue we face now is that since there are not enough vaccines, we have to decide how to allocate them across different states, within states, to make sure that we actually give priority to those who are more vulnerable, as well as take into consideration equity. The issue with that is, and the solution for that is that if you look at states, you look at, as you said, states like West Virginia, that by now vaccinated or utilized 95 or 97% of the shots that actually were sent to them, while you see my state of Pennsylvania, where we only administered until now 60%. And you ask why. And the main reason for that, and also if you look across countries, you see Israel that by now vaccinated, in fact, 6 million people. In fact, they have vaccinated more people than any state in the US, including California, when you don't even think about the size differences. And the main reason for that is what works well for West Virginia, or we heard now here for Navajo, is they centralize everything. The issue we had is we knew for 11 months that we are waiting for the vaccines. And no one took the time to actually create a registry, to create a situation where you can go once and for all and register. And in fact, until this day, only very few states, I know West Virginia, I know New Mexico, very few states has one registry where you can go and register, and you know you're going to get a call immediately as the vaccine is ready for your level of prioritization. In most states, if you're not in 1B or 1C, you still have to call and check again and again and again. So if you say, what's the issue with that? The issue is that we ultimately get a lot of spoilage. What is the spoilage? Since we have limited capacity, the spoilage we get is of two types. People that were scheduled are coming to their day of their shot and now have to delay it because there's not enough capacity. Or there are centers that we know that are throwing away some of these vaccines because there were many no-shows. And now because there is such a low, most of these are perishable, they have to throw them at the same day. So because of the high fragmentation of the situation here, and the fact that we are not really creating a centralization of that, not at the federal level, very few states at the state level, we get a situation where even though we have many shots that actually were delivered already, we have spoiled quite a bit of capacity up to this point.
So I want to address that with you, because that seems like the biggest shame. If you have vaccines going to waste when so many people need them. So what's the fastest way to fix it? We're not going to automatically get a national registry that's perfectly organized, but so what's the fastest way to solving those bottlenecks right now?
The way to solve it is, I know that we heard now that people have to wait sometime and drive for 3 hours. Generally speaking, when we talk about the other side being mortality, I don't care so much on the fact that it's inconvenient. In fact, one thing that will be, I think, improving things by a lot will be if you say at the end of every day by 5 p.m., we're going to send an email, a blast to everybody that lives within 30 miles, and it doesn't matter what's your age, what's your prioritization. If you come within the next hour, you will be administered a shot. And that's why that's what happened in Israel, in fact. In Israel, they started evolving a small social network. People in different Facebook groups will say where there is going to be waste today, making sure that people are going to be there at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., making sure that there is not a single shot that is go wasted. And I think that's kind of one thing that I'm missing in many states. I speak with people in West Virginia and New Mexico. You get a sense of urgency. I don't get sense at the federal level. I don't get a sense of urgency at the state level. We need to get to the point where we realize that just having a long line and having people check again the same website is not a solution.
All right, Gad Allon, we have to let you go, but we so appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Really interesting. Yeah, thanks very much for that. That was very enlightening.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.